We'll come to fund flows in a little while. An interesting thing that I noticed, World of Statistics says that China contributes 26% of GDP growth in the world, global GDP growth. India contributes 17%. Right? So overall, put together, we are 43%. US has done a mere 9.9%. Elon Musk had an observation here. He said that the balance of power is shifting. Would you agree with that? And how soon can we close the gap with China?
It is the truth that China and India together contribute so much. That's a fact. For India to aspire to bridge the gap, yes, we have to work very hard. And there are sectors which will have to be given greater stimulus. Productivity gains will have to arise out of using technology. Our manpower should also get better deployed in the areas in which their skills lie. Yes, we have a lot of work to do, and we will have to do it. So, and that is where my trust and faith is. When the government is stable and when forward-looking policies are encouraged, we can still achieve it.
Stability has been your big message this time. Tax holiday for data centers has been a bold reform this time. What response do you expect from this? And would it also apply to Indian companies like TCS?
See, we are talking about global companies setting up GCCs.
Yes.
Global companies, if they are Indian in origin, will also have to have their profits and other things understood. Global profits made in India. And most of these global companies who are setting up business in India are already also paying tax. It's not as if they are not being covered by taxation for the earnings that they get from India. So if anyone who fits into this definition, not just this, you've very clearly defined it. So referring to that definition, whoever fits in will get it.
So an Indian company like TCS might fit into that.
A global company.
A global company like TCS would fit in. Before I go forward, I would like to take, what the opposition feels about the budget. So Rahul Gandhi has always been very critical of the economy and what you've been doing. When Donald Trump talked about India as a dead economy, he chimed in immediately. In this budget, he says that the finance minister is blind to the realities facing the government. How do you react to this?
He's the leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha. I want to take him seriously. And I want to take his observation seriously to see if things can be done better. But most often I think he shoots from his hip. He doesn't keep good foundational data and then make his observation. I think on the dead economy comment, I'm not referring to anybody else, but being in India, being in the parliament, being the leader of the opposition, hearing all the questions being asked during question hours, replies being given, written, standing up, ministers say, that one comment in his haste, voicing the comment made by somebody else from outside. You are a member of the parliament, you are a leader of the opposition. Are you saying you're living in a dead economy? That itself sort of pulls the carpet from under his feet. You need an opposition leader who speaks with data and with such heft that the government will have to answer you. Now, when you speak sometimes without any kind of basis, I want to respond to him, but what do I respond on? Yeah. You're speaking out of thin air. India deserves a better opposition party. I'm not commenting on individuals. The party should do a lot of homework to make its leaders speak responsibly in the House.
The one thing that you did this time which, has become a subject of conversation, the markets also reacted, was increasing STT in the derivatives segment. And I've heard the comments by, your secretaries who say that it was to curb rampant speculation. Could it have been done differently, by managing margins or contract sizes? And was it a prudent thing to do at a time when, the global sentiment is the way it is and the markets are also on a weak footing. How do you react to this?
There are many observations that you're making on which opinions can differ.
Yes.
There are people who within India comment saying India's markets are overpriced. I'm not even getting into that debate.
Sure.
The Revenue Secretary made it absolutely clear. It is not for revenue considerations that we've done this.
Yes.
It is not on all STTs.
Yes.
We are only touching on futures and options.
Yes.
Cash is not even touched.
No.
So it is the speculative tendencies. And in fact, the Ministry of Finance has received several parents, elders who call us and say, are you going to sit and watch people lose money? And one of the studies showed that 90% of people who've gone into futures and options have lost money.
Yes.
Of course, the market regulator will also do his or her bit. The institution will do its bit. So we've only tried bringing in a deterrent where speculation is rife. We are not touching the market. Other STTs are not being touched.
No, thank you for that clarification. Let me ask you a slightly directional question. Whether it is long-term capital gains or short-term capital gains, in the last few years they have only inched up. When, most of the other taxes have really gone down. So how do you, I'm asking you from a broader perspective, as the finance minister, how do you see this pan out over the years?
I don't agree with you when you say it's inched up. Yes, it has gone up or it is rationalized so that all asset classes can be treated equally.
Right.
And that's the logic and reasoning behind that particular rate change.
Right.
It wasn't done with an intent of earning out of it. But the disparity and the differential couldn't be sustained. So we had to rationalize it. And in fact, after that, we even gave that option to say, you choose which one you want to have.
Right.
I remember standing up during the government amendments time, the finance bill passing time. We brought in that flexibility to the people who felt that they were, shortchanged. So that was rationalization. That wasn't for kicking up the rates.
So you think that the current rates are comfortable and...
The stable approach towards tax incidence or keeping tax incidence stable,
yes,
has always guided us.
The other overhang for the markets has been this, U.S. tariffs. Let me ask you a direct question. I feel that, there is a sense of things thawing between the two countries. Are we close to a deal?
That's not so much for me to speculate on. Let us see.
But you do think that things are improving from both the sides?
The FTAs are being signed, European Union, UK, Australia, New Zealand. So work is going on in getting FTAs done.
Okay. So Donald Trump has said, I think yesterday or day before, that India is ready to buy Venezuelan oil and not Iranian crude. He says that, broadly there is an agreement on the concept of a deal. Would you confirm that?
I would have no idea. Okay. Not even in my